for one of the following programs: the pre-employment Autobody, Carpentry, pre-employment pipe trade, pre-employment RV technician, and the pre-employment welding program. That is a dual credit program up at SAIT. So welcome, welcome. So next slide, please. So at this time, we would like, of course, to say a very welcoming hello. We will be recording the session, so we would ask that you have your cameras off and your microphones off at this time. If you've got any comments or questions during the presentation, just write them down in the chat, or piece of paper. Questions will be addressed at the end of well, we said each agenda item, but it is best to wait till the very end when we've got our question and answer period, and then we can stop the recording and people can jump on the mics and ask their questions. So next slide, please. So thanks everyone for joining. I'll do some introductions here. So I am a CBE supervising teacher. My name is Carolyn Mahovlich, deeply connected with the dual credit program. We've got some other people here this evening who help run the program. So we will start off with our wonderful partner from SAIT.
Hi everybody, nice to meet you this evening. My name is Patrick Nicholson and I'm one of 3 dual credit coordinators we have here at SAIT. So myself, Ashley and Mackenzie are the 3 dual credit coordinators, and we're really looking forward to welcoming you to SAIT and supporting you through your program.
Great, guess it's Tom.
Hi, I am Tom. I am, like Carolyn, a learning leader for Unique Pathways, and I'll be supervising the Carpentry, RV Tech, and Autobody programs.
Thank you. And we do have Deb with us this evening.
Hi, I'm Deb Ingram, and I will be supporting Carolyn with the pipe trades and supporting Tom in his programs as well.
Fantastic. And now we've got Tim. Oh, you're on mute, Tim.
Hi, I'm Tim Kitchen. I'm specialist for Unique Pathways, and yeah, I'm here to help support the program and be the liaison between the Calgary board and our amazing partners at SAIT. So welcome everyone, and best of luck in your pre-employment experience. Very lucky to be part of this program, and we're happy to have you.
Thanks, Tim. So yeah, next slide, please. So, of course, this evening we've got information that will come from both CBE and from SAIT. So from time to time, different people will have their expertise for you to hear. So right now, I'd like to call on Patrick to talk about our start dates for the programs.
Everybody, yes, so all of our pre-employment programs, bar one, are on our SAIT main campus, 8:30 to 11:30, Monday to Thursday mornings. So if you're in Autobody, Carpentry, pipe trades, or welding, then it's the SAIT main campus that you're coming to 4 mornings a week. And the first session will be Monday, September the 11th at 8:30. If you're in Autobody, you'll be in TF 121. If you're in Carpentry, you'll be in TT 219. Both of those are in the Thomas Riley building. The pre-employment Autobody, as you can tell by the first 1 and after the F in TF 121, that first number there tells you which floor. So you're on the main floor of TF, the TF wing of the Thomas Riley building. And the pre-employment Carpentry, you'll be on the 2nd floor of the Thomas Riley building. Pipe trades and welding are both in the Aldridge Centre, which sits just across 12th Street from the Thomas Riley building, but they're like right next to each other. And pipe trades will be in CBE 104, which will be on the ground floor of the Aldridge Centre. And pre-employment welding will be in CA 326, which will be on the 3rd floor of the Aldridge Centre. Pre-employment RV Tech is brand new for us this year, so we're really excited to welcome our first ever cohort of students into that program. That will actually be at our Point Trotter campus, which is further south, and that will be in room YB112. The good thing about that campus is that there's only one building for that campus. So if you're at the Point Trotter campus and you're in the Point Trotter building, you're in the right building. Yes, and that will be on the ground floor.
Great, thanks so much, Patrick. So students, at this time, I should have reminded you earlier, if you have your phone with you, it is very helpful during this orientation session. So if you like, you can take a picture of the screen here so that you can remember what room that is. Now, first days are first days, so we don't expect everyone to, exactly where they're going, and that's why you have supervising teachers to help you find your way. We will be there on the first day at some point to guide students, and we do have other programs starting that day as well. So sometimes, your exact supervising teacher is over another program, but we do try to have a CBE person there to help direct students. So it's up to you, but sometimes it's very helpful if you take a screenshot and then you can, find your way from the screenshot. So, okay, next slide, please. Again, program building. So we have found this to be helpful. So these are the buildings that are at SAIT, and the Thomas Riley building, you can see, has a wonderful set of trees in front of it. And both the Thomas Riley building and the Aldrich Center building are located at the north side of the campus. So the Thomas Riley building has the beautiful trees, and then right across from the Thomas Riley is the Aldrich Center for Welding and Pipes. It's got this amazing overhang, and it's the glass front. It's very beautiful as well. But the good thing is that even if you're up there and you're not sure where you're going, there will be lots of people that you can ask just to say, hey, where's the Thomas Riley building? All right, there's going to be lots of students on campus, and I can guarantee you 80% of the students don't know where they're going. Okay, so all is good if you ask the question, where is the building? Next slide, please. So again, transportation. We have lots of students who take the CTrain or are on the bus to come to their programs. And we highly encourage students to use public transit. All right, the bus stop is very close to the outside of the program doors. And of course, you've got the Calgary Transit app to help you find your route. And you can just, type in where you're coming from, where you're going. We've taken obviously a photo of 16th Ave traveling east. And then, of course, just the opposite on the other picture, traveling west. But yes, the transportation system is quite exact and will help you get to your program easily. All right. So public transit definitely is the way to go. All right. I think next slide. Perfect. So for both of those programs, again, they're located at the north entrance. There's a big sign on 16th Ave that actually says north entrance. So if you're getting dropped off in the morning, maybe by a parent, friend, whoever, north entrance is the way that you want to go. Next slide, please. So from time to time, we do have students who say, hey, I have my own car. I think, I want to park. And that's really great, except it's very, very expensive. All right, so if you have your own car, you will need to pay for your parking. The CBE does not pay for your parking as a dual credit student. And there's certain parking lots specifically for students. So please check SAIT's website for the locations of these. There's also, I was up there in the summer, and there was a few spots that had a different pay approach to it. The ones that, you could put in a credit card or something like that. And now some of them have been switched out where you actually have to go through the app. So that was a bit of a surprise for me when I wanted to park. But yeah, double check. Anything else I need to add there, Patrick, or no?
I think the different parking lots have different prices on them, depending kind of how far away they are from the center of campus. So if you are in one of the cheaper lots, just be aware that it could take about 10 minutes to get from your vehicle to your classroom. So yeah, if you're in one of the more distant ones or ones on the edge, yeah, it can take 10 minutes to get across campus.
Yes, that light at 16th Ave, actually too, at that north entrance is a long one. And I noticed that someone's put in the chat that some businesses along 16th Ave offer parking at a cheaper rate. You are responsible for this parking. You're responsible. I had a student last year say, "Hey, Carolyn, I got a ticket. How do I submit my parking ticket to CBE?" We do not pay for parking tickets. We will not pay for a towed car. That is totally up to the student. Getting to SAIT on the CTrain. The CTrain goes right through that SAIT campus and will allow you to hop off and travel through the campus. I guess this is a very short video. It's a little choppy, but let's quickly take a look at it. Thanks, Tom. Thanks, Tom. So for students in the welding and pipe program, you can always find your building. It's that gorgeous building that has the beautiful wavy roof. Okay. And for students who are in Autobody and Carpentry, you're right across the street from them. Okay. So if you find the wavy roof, you're getting pretty close. All right, next slide, please. So Point Trotter. So we're super excited this year. This is a program that we've wanted to have for a long time. Point Trotter is, yes, farther south, as Patrick mentioned. There's the front of the building. You can't miss it. It's got that beautiful SAIT acronym and that beautiful SAIT logo. Parking at Point Trotter for students, right there, right in the parking lot, and it's free. So that was really great news to hear. Thank you, Patrick. I know you worked hard for that. And if the parking lot is full, there is also free parking on the street on 72nd Street. So next slide, please. So again, oh, sorry, if we could go back. So Point Trotter students, you're responsible for your own transportation to and from Point Trotter. Again, I'm just going to reiterate because the slide is there. The parking lot is free, which is great. And if the parking lot is full, obviously you can park for free on 72nd Street. Thanks. Okay, so yes, yay, Josh, for the free parking, absolutely. So program information. So this evening we're going to go through accommodations and attendance. And sorry, I didn't update that slide. We have other student mandatory student. What do you call those, Patrick?
Supplementary courses, I'd say.
Thank you. Exactly. We'll go through personal protective equipment, the student conduct and student surveys, and the technology requirements. So sorry, I was thrown off. I didn't update that slide. Okay, so we'll start at the letter A. So accommodations. So many students that attend SAIT or any other post-secondary for that matter will have an IPP, an individual program plan from high school. And we live in an amazing world where post-secondaries recognize these IPPs, or accommodations as we call them. So SAIT has very top shelf. Yes, they do as well. They have a wonderful accessibility center. So I think, Patrick, you were going to speak to this slide.
Yeah, so if you're a student who needs accommodations, whether that's through assignments or quizzes or exams or anything like that, then our instructors cannot give those accommodations unless the student's gone to see our accessibility services team, had an appointment. They will send a memo and the instructor receives that memo so that they know which accommodations you've been authorized to have throughout your program. So yes, if you do require accommodations during your program, we encourage you to reach out to accessibility services at SAIT.ca in order to make an appointment with them, and they'll ask you to bring your IPP documents to your appointment. If you're not sure about how to get access to your IPPs, reach out to your off-campus coordinator or your guidance counselor, who should be able to help you get access to that so that you can bring that to your appointment. But after that appointment, a memo will be sent and you get that memo, the dual credit team gets that memo, and we need to share that with the instructor so that your instructor knows which accommodations to provide you during your time at SAIT.
Thanks, Patrick. So as your supervising teacher, we would support all students with their IPPs as well. So either myself or Tom or Deb, whoever was connected to your program. So we do make a point of going around and making sure students know us, of course, by name, and you'll have our contact later on in the PowerPoint here, but we definitely are involved with you when you go to sign up for your accommodation. We also support students finding their IPPs, and often with post-secondaries, they don't need the whole IPP. They just need certain parts of the IPP. So we like to support students with understanding what they really need to send in. Okay, next slide. So attendance. So you're a post-secondary student right now. That's why we call it dual credit, right? You attend high school, but you're also at a post-secondary institution, and attendance is crucial and expected and will impact your success in the program and continuation in your program. If you miss too many days, you may be asked to leave a program. I'm just going to say it. If students miss too many days, it's very important that you are there. Daily attendance is recorded in PowerSchool. So as supervising teachers, we work closely with the instructors, and we have communication with them, and we say, okay, send us the attendance, and we put it into PowerSchool so that your home high school has access and can see. And of course, there will be days when you can't make it. Of course, everyone gets sick, everyone has an appointment, and we just ask that you communicate with us. So you would say, if you're in welding or pipes and you've got I don't know, an orthodontist appointment on a Thursday, you say, hey Carolyn, I'm not going to be able to make it to SAIT, and you will let us know as your supervising teacher, and you would also let your instructor know. Your instructors will have lots to say about attendance on the first day, and will give you the way that they want you to communicate if you're going to be missing a class. Okay? Next slide, please. Next slide. Oh, thank you. There it is. All right, Patrick.
Great. Okay, so there are two supplemental courses that students at SAIT typically get registered in. Not just dual credit students, also the adult students have to take these courses too. The first one is PERS 050. So you might see that on your D2L already if you've checked, or you might see it on your list of courses if you've been on MySAIT. That should take about an hour, but all students are required to complete that course because it's got some important information in there about academic honesty, how to make sure you're meeting the academic requirements in your assessments as part of your program, and also some of your rights as well. Right to a safe and respectful learning environment and all of those things, not just from the SAIT staff, but from each other. There's also a Prep 100, which is an essential study skills course. Again, those aren't gradable, so you won't get SAIT grades for those, but it is important that you kind of go through those courses as soon as you can so that you can get the required information and support from those courses. Any issues accessing those or anything like that, I'll put our dual credit email in the chat. Any issues with things like that, feel free to email us. It's dual.credit@sait.ca, and I'm just putting that in the chat now.
And Patrick, what happens if a student doesn't complete this?
So adult students, they get threatening emails from SAIT saying, if you don't complete it, we're going to put you on academic probation. We try to avoid dual credit to get students getting those because they don't always apply to you. And so it's really important that you do complete that PERS 050. Ideally, you've got it done, by October 31st. But you could have an issue with grades being released. Some students, not dual credit students, but it could happen, is get put on academic probation until they've completed it. It should only take you about an hour, and again, it's not a gradable component. It doesn't go into your SAIT grade or your CBE grade, but it is important so that you're aware of some of the expectations on you. We've sent out SAIT Start information, so a lot of that stuff might be similar to the stuff that you see in SAIT Start, but it's just really important that we're aware that you're aware of some of those requirements on SAIT students.
Thanks, Patrick, for clarifying that. Yes, and for students who don't complete it, then your supervising teacher will also receive a notification, and then you just got to get it done. It sounds like it's just time consuming, right? But still with important information, lots of information that students can use throughout the program, but also after the program's done. So very important. So next slide, please. So with your personal protective equipment. So all these courses here, all these programs here require you to be safe, of course, right? These are trades, hands-on programs that that actually require industry standard protective equipment. So students are required to wear industry standard protective equipment that is connected to the program. That could be a little different from program to program. Welders don't look like carpenters, right? There's a few more layers of protection on there, but PPE will be discussed on the first day of class with your instructor. Students definitely need, no matter which course that you're in, no matter what trade that you're interested in, you will need an 8-inch cuff, CSA approved steel-toed boot. Okay, I've put a little picture in there. That's usually what a lot of students buy. They can be purchased at Marks. They've got the green triangle right there, and that's the key, a green triangle. The 8-inch cuff is really important. You can get a 6-inch cuff, but the 8-inch cuff is required so that obviously things don't fly in, nails don't scrape you, sparks don't burn you. So just the 8-inch cuff. You don't need to buy expensive boots. The boots just have to fit you well. I also am going to ask students, if you have boots already, that's great. If you've used them from your school construction or any sort of complementary course that you've taken back at school, that's great. I'd like to remind students at this time about proper socks. And I know that sounds like a big mother hen thing here, but it totally is. Students who wear work boots with your little teeny tiny Converse sneaker low sockets will be in agony, and it's unsafe in a boot. So please get the crew socks that fit perfectly in those work boots. You will thank me later. Okay. I think that's it about personal protective equipment. So with personal protective equipment and sometimes transportation, students may qualify for financial assistance. We use the term barrier removal for that. So students, if you feel that you may be struggling with purchasing these items, we encourage you to speak with your guidance or your off-campus coordinator back at your home high school to discuss if you qualify for some barrier removal funds. Okay, it's worth a conversation because we like to support all of our students. Okay. So this is a bit of a heavy hitter here, student conduct. You as a student are representing both CBE and SAIT. It's an incredible honor, and we have amazing students that take these courses, and you need to adhere to the student code of conduct from both institutions. So just like at school, all right, we've got a list of things that you adhere to, and it would be the same up at SAIT. SAIT actually has a student handbook that you'll have access to. It'll be referred to probably on your first day with your instructors. And expectations are high. You are a high school student, but this is the amazing part of dual credit. The expectation when you're up at SAIT is right up here. So for example, if perhaps you've had a bad day back at your high school and you find yourself on the wrong side of attending school, let's say that you have been suspended for whatever reason, you are not permitted to attend your SAIT program until that suspension has been served. And that can be tricky because if you are involved SAIT and maybe you've got an exam that day, or you've got a special person coming in to chat about industry, that can really impact you. So the CBE supervising teachers, myself, Tom, and Deb, we have ongoing communication with your home high schools. We want to be clear here that we expect your student code of conduct to be right up there, top shelf. Thank you. Next slide. Okay, so student surveys. So from time to time, we will be asking students to participate and complete surveys throughout the program. And while I know everyone's like, oh, it's a survey and it's boring and all these, you know, fair enough. But at the same time, these surveys are really important. These surveys are so important, we have their own slide for it. Okay, so they provide important information to support the program that you're in, to support program development, and to support students who will be coming into the program after you. So I think we only ask you to do 3. SAIT may ask you to do a few, but yes, we do require everyone to complete them. Okay. Thanks. Next slide. So here we go. We're at slide 20 of 22. And at this time, if you have your phone, students, we would ask that you text your supervising teacher. We do most of our communications through text because we find that students respond to our text, and it's really easy to get information out to you about the program. For example, last year, there was a room change for the welding students. And there you go. I texted everybody room change, and everybody knew right away. Or if there was a cancellation of class, it's very rare, but it's just really helpful. So we would ask that students at this time to please text your teacher supervisor for an example. So if you are in welding, you would text me, Carolyn, at 403-796-847. Oh, there needs to be a 1 there. Tom, could you type in my phone number in there or in the chat? And I would like, if you are in welding or pipes, if you could say, hi, Carolyn, this is, you know, so-and-so, whatever your name is, from welding or from pipes. Yes, Hope, I see that there's a number missing. Someone's helping and putting it in the chat. So my phone number is 403-796-8471. So it would be really great to hear some dinging of students messaging me. There we go. Keep it coming. All right. I'd like to win. Yes. So if you're a welding student or a pipe student, you would be texting me, hello, Carolyn. I'm in these programs. If you are an Autobody, Carpentry, and RV technician, you will be texting Tom at 403-968-5086. Okay. So if students could text me right now, their phone numbers, that would be amazing. I've got, there we go. I've got 2 programs. There, yes. Keep dinging. Fantastic. So yes, so our program contacts are, of course, me, Carolyn Mahovlich. I am supervising welding and pipes. Tom Wong, he is with Autobody, Carpentry, and RV technician. And Deb Ingram is going to be helping both of us. And we can give you her contact number when her new phone comes in. That's really what that's all about. So I think at this time, unless I've forgotten anything, it's 6:33, so that's about correct. I think we will stop the recording and we will allow at this time